Capricorn, this is your reading for the month of May. Spiritual reading. I'm trying to increase my views, so I would appreciate it if you could send out to other Capricorns or to other horoscope signs so that you can get your numbers up. And here's the deal. If you get your individual sign up over 100 views, I will give you a bonus love and sex reading for the month, within that month. And if not, it just turns over to the next session of videos. So, Capricorn, here's your spiritual reading. First card in the Gaia deck that I get for you. King of Fire. 14 of Fire. We have a lion here. So this would be Aries, Leo, or Sag. Prominent here is Leo. We may be feeling quite fired up at this time about things. Gaining courage is what they told me. So we may be gaining courage in order to deal with some spiritual issues at this time. And they're also illuminating the third eye here. Though it is somewhat removed. And when they make me aware of that, it means that our eyes are open spiritually, but we may not be taking it internally, like using it, utilizing this. So we're aware of this stuff floating in our field, but we may not be utilizing what's coming through. Okay, next card. There's our grounded. 3 of Earth. Oh, okay. So in this card, this man is planting a seed, but his hands are bleeding. I may have to go... You know what? I'm going to go into the book for this. Because they want me to get underneath that. I usually don't see that. Give me a moment here. I'm going to read. Because it's like that's a signifier of pain, right? So we're trying to birth a new way forward. We're trying to plant some seeds to go in a new direction. But it may be painful to do this. Okay, is the sense that I'm getting intuitively. But again, that's the 3 of Earth. I'm going to look that up and read from the book here, because it might hit a little more into what's actually going on here. Okay, so this speaks to ambition, sowing seeds, groundwork. Energy, investment, sacrifice, fertility, and outcomes. Time to make preparations, risking future goals and ambitions. Investment, sacrifice equals reward. Sorry, investment and sacrifice equals reward. I can't say that. A time of restriction or adversity, increased opportunity. People notice commitment and dedication. Be sure of your motives and maintain intimacy and connections. 3 of Earth represents a time of preparation to sow seeds born of thought, need, and desire in fertile soil, and do what is required in order to make these seeds grow. It is a time for you to do the necessary groundwork. Remember, the outcome can only be equal to the investment you are willing to make in the here and now. The 3 can also symbolize a time of sacrifice in the weeks and months ahead. There may be choices offered that appear as limitation or restriction, and while these choices might bring about feelings of reluctance, frustration, and annoyance, put them aside and focus on what the end result will bring. The future may also offer moments of adversity and hardship that make you want to give up. This is kind of a continuing energy from the Sag energy as well. I feel the need to... I feel like the Capricorns are kind of one step ahead of the Sagittarius. Or is continuing, right? Anyway, back at it. If you find your resolve challenge over the weeks and months ahead, know that all that you hope to achieve is dependent on the willingness to make a commitment to the now and honor the commitment to the end. Do so knowing that it will be noticed and respected. It may even increase the opportunities that come your way, whether it be further education, new work responsibilities, saving for a new home, or building a business. Now is the time to look for realistic, grounded options, and then get in touch with those who have the knowledge and information you require in order to determine if your objectives can be achieved and the best course of action for you to take. The Three of Earth always asks, what are you willing to do now in order to achieve the outcome you desire? So like kind of a sacrifice that might have to be made now in order to gain potential in the future. And as weird as this may sound, it's almost like we're giving a blood sacrifice here as kind of a, what do you call that? Like an energy source for it to grow better. Kind of like a fertilizer is what I'm getting. I know that sounds morbid, and I don't think that's real. But this is the energy that they're giving me. It's like there's something that may cause us pain right in the here and now. Might have to give up something in the here and now. But in the long run, it will gain more momentum by doing so. You'll gain more momentum going forward by doing so. Okay. It's a heavy card, that one. Yeah, they're making me aware of the pretty flowers that have grown already, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go forward. So the next card is the Four of Earth. And again, we got a lot of blood here. A lot of sacrificing or a lot of pain that is coming. And when I think of spirituality, I like to, well, I don't like to, but I like to think of it not being physical pain as much as emotional pain, is what I was going to say. And again, this card really has an energy for me that says, you know, we're working hard to hold something up here, and maybe that something that we're holding up really just needs to be let go to drop, if that's what it's going to do. Because it's something here is causing us a lot of pain physically in our own life. And we may need to let this destruct and then just deal with that, the reality of that, because it really is, if we have to hold it up like that, it's not a stable foundation to come from, right? So we kind of have to let it be what it is the sense. Okay, I feel like there's going to be another deep one here. Next row here on the King of Fire. Again, Leo, having courage. Courage to maybe even look at what we're getting fed intuitively. I feel like there's a lot of visualizations or promptings, inner promptings coming from our instinct that are leading us down a road here. But we don't have the courage to come from that. We don't have the courage to follow those up, is the sense I'm getting. Or we're gaining in this, I don't know. Now, the chakra card that goes over top of that, Princess of Cups, man, she's been making her rounds here. She is about love and compassion and offering that forward. Now, maybe this has to do with someone we have love and compassion for, or someone that is offering us love and compassion. We may need the courage to accept this. Okay, we're going to continue. Now, on top of this growth card, or seedling card, chakra card is the Tower. So, there may be something here we wanted to invest in, and we needed to sacrifice something in order to make it happen. We maybe didn't sacrifice that thing that we needed to sacrifice, and therefore the Tower fell. I feel like that has to do, the energy goes back to all of our instincts that we didn't listen to. This is the Tower, right? Because we're getting the instincts. Capricorn's getting it, not having the courage to come from it. I guess they're doubting it, right? Just not having enough experience with the intuition in order to follow it and know that it would be successful. So there's no trust here in our instinct. And yeah, and this is what happened. And because we didn't sacrifice what we were intuitively being led to sacrifice, the tower fell to show us that, see, told you, kind of thing. I hate to put it that way, but I could run around the bush trying to explain, but the bottom line is that the universe was guiding us to sacrifice something. We refused to do so, so the tower fell, and it had a destructive act. And the bottom line is the Capricorn just didn't feel it would destruct. Otherwise, they would have done that. They did not feel that it would go down the way that it did, but it did. And now they're illuminated to that. So this is, this may be a step in gaining our own instinct as well. Because I feel like the Capricorn's sitting there going, man, I knew, I had that in my head, but I really didn't think it would go that way. And they're going, well, you could be wrong. You could be wrong. And you were in this case. So we got to start taking things into account. Now, it could also be that we just took our heart right out of things and didn't deal with that, our heart and compassion. And if we would have inserted that, we might have seen things differently there as well. Okay, so the next card here, the 4 Earth, which is really kind of like a Taurus type energy of pushing things in an area here, trying to keep things, I feel like we're trying to keep things together when they're meant to fall apart. And it's so much so that we're wounded in the process of this. We're getting wounded more harshly than we would have if we just let things roll the way they're supposed to. So that could be a job that we're trying to keep that's just hurting us, or a relationship, or whatever, someone in our lives that we're trying to keep that maybe just should go. On top of that, we get the Ace of Coins. Now the Ace of Coins is about opportunities, usually in the monetary plane here. So that could be having to do with work, job opportunities and whatnot. Give me a minute here. Sense they're giving me is it was a job opportunity that we're trying to keep together. We're trying to connect to something here and it just didn't work out. Or it's not going to work out. It may be a new job opportunity here that we're trying to keep together, but it's fallen apart is the sense they're giving me. This is another tower. It's like waiting to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but there's something here. It's like either we have a job offer here we want to go to, or there's something opening up here that may not be as stable as it seems. But we're really wanting to jump in like it's really stable. Like almost like we're jumping in foolhardily. Like we don't care. We just want to be a part of it. We just want to go. And it's like... it's an opportunity, yeah, but it may not last very long here. Okay. Going back to the 3rd row here on the Wisdom. Princess of Cups. Again, I got the sense that we're not listening to our instinct and we're taking our heart out of things. Maybe offering our heart in directions is not significant or not doing us justice, and taking it out of places where it's needing to be. On top of there, we get the Moon. Yeah, that's illusions. Yeah, and again, the King of Fire, he is all about action and courage, but I feel here it's a lack of this. We have a lack of courage to move forward, 1, from instinct, and 2, just to take action in any way, shape, or form. Princess of Cups is about our heart. And again, we may be offering an empty cup outward, is what they said. And then the Moon, meaning we're offering our heart when we haven't healed it. Or we have, we're offering a heart that's not full, not fulfilled, right? So we've got too much trauma on our heart that's not been healed, and we're offering it to others, and it's kind of not right to do that, is the sense they're giving me. It's not fair. So on top of that, we get the Moon. Now, the Moon, again... There's things that we're not seeing, though we are trying to be illuminated to this. Especially in a heart-centered way. There's a lot that we don't see here. Yeah, they're showing me the eyes, right? No pupils on either. On the courage or on the man himself. The third eye is open, though. So we're tapping into a lot of this energy of instinct. More so than we're dealing with our reality, but we're not utilizing, we're not taking action from any of it. Wow, okay. And it may have to do with the love direction here, that we're really trying to gain courage and we don't have it. Anyway, the moon is there to signify that there are mysteries here abound. There's mysteries, one, that we don't see within our life, about things we don't see clearly, period. And then opposite of us, the object and things around us. Yeah, there's a lot we're not seeing clearly here. So on planting new seeds and the tower that has fallen, something's collapsed here because it was not built in the proper manner. So it may be something that we, okay, it may be a direction. We went outward with an empty cup and offered that empty cup to someone else. We may have lost that compassionate relationship because we just did not put our love in. Okay? And that may be what we're not seeing clearly. One of the things that we're not seeing clearly. What do you mean it's an empty cup? Well, it's empty because we have to heal our heart in order to give a heart away. And if you don't give a heart away, it is not a solid foundation to come from. This may be why, because they're going, yeah, we're having problems connecting, and they're going, we're not going to get connected until we heal our heart. So if you're trying to go in that direction, and this is the area that we're trying to hold up, it ain't going to work no matter until we heal our heart. Okay. Okay, so the next, so on top of the tower again, needing to sacrifice something. Instinctively, they knew they did not follow, so the tower fell. On top of that, we have vision. Yeah, there is a lot going on here psychically for this Capricorn. They're tapping into their psychic senses. Heavy. Not following what they're getting, though. So why is that? Because our heart's removed. We removed our heart. So this means, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if a devil card comes out here pretty soon. Means we're following that which is not of the heart. Okay, so let's go forward here to this. Now, this could be a job area. This could be a love area. This foundation that we're trying to hold up that's not meant to be held up. Why? Because we don't have any heart here. What we think is love and whatever, it's not coming from the core of love. It's not that we don't care about that person. We could care about them, but our heart is shut off, so we need to understand that it's invalid in a way. On top of the Ace of Coins, we get meditation. Yeah, you know, I do feel like this person is meditating or is quietening the mind. It's receiving. They're receiving information psychically, almost like cheating. They're getting tips here, but for some reason it's not translating. So are we getting tips from the wrong side of the tracks? Are we getting fooled here? What's going on? Or is our ego running the show? Or are we getting fooled by people outside of us telling us what to do? We get internally, and then people outside of us are telling, no, don't do that, do this. And then we're following that advice instead of our own. Is this what's going on? Something like this. We're being thrown off track somewhere. Somewhere. But meditation is in the loop here. Ace of Coins. So we may be highly trying to connect to an energy that is going to create more abundance for us. There's something here about the career direction or the way that we earn money that we feel like is not going to hold up. Either the direction that we've been going, we feel like there's going to be an end to that. Like it's not going to hold up anymore. It just, something's got to give here. And they're going, we got to listen to these inner promptings. We're getting that gut feeling and we're getting it higher for a reason that we do need to take action from that. So we may be meditating on this to try and get answers. This person is connected here, the one I'm tapping into. They're connected psychically, but they're somehow, again, we're getting the wrong signals, and we're like our ego is running the show somehow and interrupting, or we're tapping in, getting the right signals, and people outside of us are talking us out of those ideas, and then we go in that direction. There's something here where they're getting a lot of stuff, good stuff, but they're not listened to. They're not taking action from it. They're being deterred somewhere in between there. Somewhere in between taking action and them getting the signs, somebody's getting in there and turning them around. Okay, third row. Divine cards. On top of the moon, we get Two of Cups. Yeah, soulmate connection. Yeah, this is the area we do not have courage to go. And this is the area that may have fallen apart. This is also the area we gave an empty heart. And this is the area we do not see clearly. So, King of Fire needs courage to go forward from his heart. His heart is shut off and locked in a wooden cage with bars. That's what I see. Then we go down to the moon. There's a lot here that we don't see. We don't understand about this connection. Well, one, we're not going to understand anything because the heart is not there. If people are not getting this, but it's not there. We've taken our heart out, so you cannot understand this. You will not. Two of Cups is there, signifying there is a love union here that is possible. But we are very much have no clue about this. Why? Because our heart is off and we need courage to open it up. Okay, next line. That's the seed I think we wanted to plant. Again, there was a sacrifice that needed to be made. Was it made? No. And what happened? The tower came down because of it. We didn't listen to the instinct that we had, and we didn't listen. We may have even heard it outside of ourselves as well. We just did not listen. Again, we may have an ego problem that overrule the, the heart-centered. It does overrule the heart-centered place. And vision came on top of that, saying that we are getting visions here of what we need to do and how we need to, go about this. And we're just not able to deal with that. On top of that, we get the 10 of Wands. Yeah. The sense here is that we may be getting visions that are burdening us. Now, I'm starting to get another feed here. We may even get past life memories, Akashic stuff coming in here that is really opening the door for this. I feel like the reason that it's coming to them in this way is to show you what this is worth. To see the worth here, because right? Our heart is not in it. So that just takes out a whole mesh of stuff that really is valuable. But on another level, we need to understand mentally why we are drawn in this area and why these things are so overwhelming. Because the sense is that we're asking, why is this overwhelming? Now we're getting visions to explain this. We need to kind of pay attention. Okay, interesting. Okay, next. Sorry. On top of the meditation, again, I feel like we are working hard to strive in an area literally of work. We're trying to open new doors here, or we feel like an ending is imminent in the area that we're in, and we're trying to figure out how to hold it up, keep it going, as long as we can. On top of the meditation card, we get the Ace of Swords. So, okay, the Ace of Swords is about the truth of the matter. I feel like we're getting instinct that this road's going to end here pretty quick. And the sense is that we're going to gain more truth here about what we need to do. And we're going to have all the tools that we need to really break free from here, free and clear. Yeah, like in victory and success, in a successful way. But the funny thing is the energy I get from the Capricorn is, I don't think, once this is done, that's it for me. Like, they feel like it's the end of the road. Yeah, I'm picking up on a masculine. That's why I'm saying he. But we're going to ride it out until it hits the end of the road, is the sense that I'm getting. Why? Because we need the money, and we need to figure out if there's any more opportunities that are going to be in this way. And also we're meditating and really putting a lot of spiritual focus in that direction. And there are truths coming to be and to be revealed. And you know, it's interesting because the energies are going, and if this is where we gain our trust, then so be it. Because they're trying to gain spiritual trust with the Capricorn. And because they're not listening in the love direction, so they're going to go, they're saying, well, if we'll gain trust in the work direction, then so be it. Because the Capricorn's more willing to take chances in the work area rather than a personal area. They felt like they took chances, but they were the wrong chances. And they're kind of just done with it. Just, it's too much. Can't deal. So right now, it's the area of work here. They're feeling more safe to play around in this area and figure things out spiritually in this area. I think they feel like they are being driven by something here. They're more willing to take risks in their career at this time. They're not willing to deal with anything personal for the moment. Either they've had too much go on there, they just can't deal, or they're just, you know, it's just too overwhelming period. We got an overload of intuition coming at us about personal stuff that I have no more energy for this. I just, one thing at a time, please. Right now it's work. And there's truth and clarity coming from there that's going to gain them victory in a way of getting what they want there. So, the next row, man, this is heavy duty. Okay. Again, dealing with the king, the fire energy, the princess of cups with the offering the heart, but it's empty heart going outward. And I think the Capricorn's going, well, it's all I had. And they're going, well, it's empty, so it's not going to serve anybody. So we have to go in and heal that. The moon, two of cups, there's a soulmate here in the picture. On top of that, we get embrace the masculine. This is interesting to me. Because in the card, right, we have the two of cups. And this speaks to a male-male relationship. We may be in this way. We may have either someone in our life that we are very close and intimate with that is a same-sex partner, or something to do with healing the masculine side of ourselves, really, in order to deal with the companionship, no matter same-sex or... Yeah, there's part of, because first of all, I'm picking up on a masculine energy. Second of all, it's almost like I'm getting from this card that there's a rejection of the masculine within the masculine himself, which is weird because I get kind of a very manly feeling from this energy. So I don't know how that is, but... That's what I'm getting. It may be that they're, okay, what they clued me in on here is maybe that it may be a father figure. The masculine in their life, like a father figure, that is in rejection. That may be something else that needs to be healed here in order to gain power in a relationship. Not power, balance or insight into the heart. This kind of thing. Healing. In that area. Okay. Burdening. Again, there's a lot of visions coming down psychically to the Capricorn here. Tower fell. We can't deal with a lot of this. It's overburdening. What do we get? Surrender to the flow. 44. Yeah. If you can't deal with it, just let it go. Release it and let it go. And yeah, the sense they're giving me is we're working so hard to, like, you know, there's a lot of blood in these first few cards. Working ourselves to the bone, trying to make things fit, make things work. If we just release it and let the universe play the game here, then we might get further faster, is really what I'm getting. So there's a sense of either needing to control this or, I don't know. It's the universe is giving us these visions to help us. And it's translating to Capricorn like not that way. This is not helping me. This is making it worse. Da da da. So I don't know if it's because they're going in the wrong way and now they're seeing all these things, and I don't know if it's that, or if it's just again, a lot of healing that needs to take place in order to understand it fully. And again, if we have no heart, a lot of people taking their heart out of things here lately. It's just not going to make sense. We're not going to go in the right place if we take our heart out. Okay, so on top of holding things together, maybe in a work area here, meditating and spending time and trying to figure out what to do intuitively here. The Ace of Swords is the truth that will come forward about our work. Need and necessity. And that usually speaks to me about work. It's almost like we want to gain tools to override this work area. It's like we have a work area here that is fruitful for us. We feel instinctively like it's going to end. And I get universally like, yeah, we got to listen to those promptings. There may be a rejection of that and a need to go inside to figure that out. Now, they're going to get the call. No, this is going to end. Make other resources, get other resources, get other things in place here, because it's not going to last. That's the truth that's coming forth. And again, the sword of truth here, he has what he needs to cut free from the web. So that says to me that he can just let that all go, and he has the tools to make it work in another direction, another field, whatever. But we may be meditating to override that, thinking we have the power to do that, and that would be the need and necessity on top of that is like, no, I need this, So again, we'll be schooled in that as well. The sense is that we're being told something instinctively. Can we override it? Never say never, but the sense that I'm getting here, it would be really futile to go in that direction. Be a lot of energy loss in that direction. It'd be easier because we have the resources to move to the left here a little bit and just start going down that road, and then let the other thing fall in the future. But we're going to ride it out. Now, we can ride it out until it won't be no more, but there may not be an opportunity to the left. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's the deal there. Okay, so let's go on top of embrace the masculine. Again, I was getting there may be some father healing that needs to be done with the Capricorn here. The above card, there it is. Yeah, the Book of Shadows. See, this is the Hierophant card. Speaks to knowledge and gaining knowledge, but it has the devil's tail in there, and I usually read it like the devil. I feel like here there's a resistance to the masculine. Now, if you are masculine, you may have some issues with your father that have not been resolved, some emotional issues. And this may be part of the reason why we cannot bring our heart into relationships that we are dealing with in the here and now. And there's, again, a high resistance to go there and deal with that in any way, shape, or form. We don't feel it's an answer. And unfortunately, that's the key to gaining a love relationship. So it's just not going to get healed. Because there's things here that we need from our father figure that we don't understand, we don't see. But we're not going to gain them is the sense. Because we're just not going to go there. And that's the moon. The moon is, there's secrets here. And the secrets are that, we can heal by connecting to the father figure in some way, even if it's just to say and explain our situation. I feel like the Capricorn's going, like, I don't want to give them another chance to put me down. And it's like, so what if they do? You tried. All you have to do is explain your situation. You tried, feel it out, and then continue. So I don't know, there's something there about that. Now, new seeds that they want to plant, Tower's fallen on that because we didn't listen to our instinct at some point here. There's visions coming about this situation and either how to resolve it or I'm getting past life issues, whatnot. Like we may have had a connection come across our path here that we have had in several lifetimes, and a lot of those memories are coming back to bear. This is very burdening for the Capricorn. Can't really take it anymore, and they need to drop all of that. So It might even be coming to kind of an emotional break. Surrender to the flow, I feel, is the energy's going. Just, you know, feel what you feel about it. Like, at least open your heart to the memories and then, you know, release that. That can be helpful in itself. On top of that, the above card is Mother of Earth, Rich Harvest. Yeah, if we surrender to the flow, but what's the flow, right? Some people, they just don't know what the flow is. The flow is like, okay, we're getting these visions, okay, and they're disturbing us because they're not in a way that we are. Like, we may be bringing up feelings of guilt for us, because if we had a tower moment, that means that we are going off in one direction and suddenly the tower comes, we got to go in a different direction. They're going, or we could stay still and process what has happened so that we don't just keep running in different directions here. It's they're showing me it's like we run in one direction, we get a tower. Run in the other direction, we get a tower. Run in the next direction, we get a tower. It's like we don't give ourselves time enough to digest so that we can stop running into towers. This is what we're getting. And that's the Mother of Earth. She wants you to gain your harvest, but we're not taking time to digest anything. And that's really what's happening here as well. But yeah, it's very overwhelming no matter where you look. We got stress in the work area because we feel like that's going to fall apart. And I feel for Capricorns, right? That's what rules. That's your money. That's your everything. So that's what they want to focus on. Everything else has got to take a hike. So that's where we sit. But there is a rich harvest here if we stop and process a lot of this emotional stuff that's coming in. And they will not give it to you if you're not able to handle it. But again, we got to stop and digest things rather than just running off in directions, because it's like the Capricorn is running before they get the right tackle box to handle things. Like, they're just, I can't express what I'm getting. It's a lot. But it's almost like they're in the running. It's like they're running away from things, but they don't see it as running. They see it as, well, this came at me in this way, and I got to run in another direction. They're like, no, you can stop there and process what happened. And then you can not take any other direction until you clearly understand what happened here. And then you can move to the next situation. But we're running and jumping where we got 5 things we got to process, and it's driving us crazy because not one of them do we understand. So we keep making these mistakes as we go, and nothing's getting processed. This is what's happening, is we're not able to catch up on our errors. We just keep making them and figuring they should not be there. And they're like, well, why wouldn't they be there? Because we're not being aware of what we're doing. We're just doing things and not, you know what I mean? So this is what I'm being translated here. So, yeah, rich harvest. There is a rich harvest here if we stop and process things. There's a refusal to do it. Specifically, I feel in the love direction, they're just dropping that to focus all of their energy into the work. They can't seem to find a balance. They can't seem to find a balance that strikes. So this is their strategy. Okay, so on top of the work here, and again, the new direction and the meditation to override, I feel like the Capricorn really wants to override what they're feeling instinctively. I don't know that's smart, but playing with fate, really. I mean, anything is possible, but again, if we go too far against the grain, we're going to get penalized for it, so we got to watch. Not that it's not possible, but is it possible without karma points? Negative. So need and necessity, this is what they're thinking about the highest. On top of that, we get, wisdom at a price. Another tower, basically. 9 of air. Yes, it's the long way home. You know, it's the long, how do you say? The hard way. Hard way Jack. This is what he's doing. Not listening to instinct, thinking he can override it himself when he can't. There's certain things you can and certain things you can't. But again, it's not for your highest good. It's just for right now, right? And I think what we're seeing is money signs and da-da-da, and trying to take advantage and just ride it right to the bitter end. And the whole point here is that it's not that they don't want you to be successful, but there's an integrity here that's being lost. and there's a lack of leaning into the flow. Man, how do I explain that? It's like there is a flow here. So really what I'm getting for this person, we're in a job that's going to dead end here pretty quick. We're seeing it coming. We're getting instinct it's coming. And there's even talk about it coming. But we're like, okay, but this is really what, for me, what I see is making me the most money at this time. This is all I'm going to focus on. And the universe trying to sway you a little to the right and say, why don't we look at this? Why don't we, open up some opportunities here, which I feel over this month are going to become more visible, going to become more real. Like there's going to be a reality here, like we can actually jump in this direction and go. But the Capricorn's not going to take it because they're going to go, yeah, well, that job was higher. And if I stay at this job, I can make more. But they're going, no, that job's going to end. It's going to be done. It's going to be finished. What do you call that? Finito. It's done. But they're going to ride it home. But in the meantime, that opportunity that they could have went to the left 3 months back is going to shut down. Somebody's going to take that opportunity. It's not going to be there. Then they're going to be at the end of the line with nothing and a big gap there to fill. So really, all that money that you made over the 3 months is really going to be chewed up by unemployment over the time, and then we have to kick in. So you're really not going to gain anything more, really. You may have a price decrease by moving into this job 3 months early, but you're going to have a smooth transition because that'll take you way further without the stress of 3 months without a job and what am I going to do about bills and all that and freaking out. Whereas if we take the left road, then, we have a pay grade loss, but the, but word is that it's just going to bring you right, right down the line where we're not going to have to stress, right? Because they're going, oh, well, in that 3 months that I take this job, I could have made more money, and they're kind of nickel and diming it to death. But in the meantime, we're going to stress and then lose 3 more months in the future when they cut us right off, bluntly. And then we got to look for another job and we don't find one for 2-3 months. So really, those 3 months are shot because we had to pay rent and we weren't getting a check. This kind of thing, this is what they're showing me. I felt like I had to explain that for a reason. And there's a lack of wanting to balance our work and home life, or work and romance, or whatever. There's an inability to do this, to balance that out. So there's that as well. Like we need to do that. And this new job may allow us to do that to a better degree, right? But anyway, we're not seeing that either. Okay, so, sorry, excuse me, that's the reading. Your Power of Surrender card, Capricorn. Oh, wow. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah, again, beyond what we see, the Moon card. And that's the thing, we're focusing on the numbers, and we need to blur our vision a bit and look at the bigger picture here. We're not going to be, we're going to be at the end of a job here if we let it go much further. And so when we have the opportunity, so that's, I feel like this month is what it is. It's going to be, the opportunities are going to come. The suggestion is, by universal energy, again, don't let my, don't let my instinct override your own. But the sense that I'm getting here from this reading is take those opportunities off the side. Because that job that you're on that may be paying big bills, whatever, it's just going to end suddenly and abruptly, and it's going to leave you in a lurch. And at least if we take something early, then we're secure. We can take it. We're going to run it down the road. But if it chops off all of a sudden, and I feel like you're not going to get any notice, you're not going to get any warning. Even though you're getting warnings now, it's not going to be, they're not going to say, okay, we're shutting her down next month. It's just not going to go like that. So if you, within your energy system, surrender your belief in scarcity, things will go easier. And it will also succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So take that into account. So the angel card, man, these are heavy readings, I'm telling you. Like heavy life-changing decisions we have to make here. And a lot of burning energy. We really can't balance. We do not have a balance of our life. We do not have a balance of our masculine and feminine within ourselves. And we need a lot of masculine healing within ourselves. And it may be, have to do with a father figure in our lives as well. We have to go all the way back there to get healing in order to open our heart to a degree that we can deal with something in the future. And the sense is that the Capricorn kind of is wanting things to work in a love direction, but because they can't balance any other part of their life out, they're really not going to make any headway because they can't open their heart to anything. So the universe is going to sneak in their instinct through your work. So they're going to be highly guiding you in your work area to help you succeed in that way. And that will be through these openings of opportunities coming. They will be wanting you to jump, taking risks. And after that, they're going to want to gain your trust in the area of love and romance. And that's where we're going to have to listen to what is being fed here. So anyway, the angel card I get is Cameo, about restoration, and Mars is the... yeah. Cameo. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I've never seen these names before. But Cameo could be a silent K. Restoration. This is what he has to say. Is often viewed with trepidation as he metes out God's justice. He's often depicted as a warrior and soldier. He moves with purpose, and that purpose is to restore earthly and universal imbalances that have occurred as a result of non-observance of universal laws. This is interesting. First of all, there's a lot of stuff coming out. Warrior and soldier. The word soldier here. I do feel like the Capricorn that I'm picking up on, I do feel they have boxed themselves into this identity. And what do soldiers do? They follow orders. They don't lead. That's why they ain't got the courage. Because somewhere in their life they have picked up the energy of soldier and attached that to them. I do what I'm told, and da-da-da-da. And in some ways they're trying to fight that very energy. So it's almost like an unconscious self has said, I'm a soldier. I'm just a marching ant. And I'm going to march and I'm going to do. But yet there's another side of them that wants to fight that, fight everything about that. They just don't, I'm not just a soldier. I can be a king. I can do what I want to do and, go where I want to go. And I feel like this is all out of whack. Anyway, he moves with purpose. And that purpose is to restore earthly and universal imbalances that have occurred as a result of non-observance of universal law. He uses the element of fire to symbolically purge that which is no longer in accordance with the divine will. Give me a moment here. Yeah, and they're going fire in his eyes. That's what they said. He's got fire in his eyes. So the sense here is that we may not be dealing with any of this stuff internally, but we got fire coming out of our eyes. It's just a negative energy. If this card appeared today, it might be useful to review your life. I was getting that highly. Let's slow down and look at what we're doing rather than just keep running into things. Assess what is out of balance and no longer serves you. And there's a lot here that's out of balance. Like I just mentioned it. The masculine, feminine within ourselves. Our work-life balance. Our work-romance balance. Our work-life romance balance. There is none. We're just working. And we're trying to gain other things without making amends for it. Meaning, okay, if we're all work and, it's all about the money, and we don't balance time out for ourselves or family, how do I express that? It's like we can't keep it, and this may be what the Capricorn is coming across. We're not keeping these things. Why? Because we're not in balance with everything in our life. It's not in harmony. So it's going to throw everything off. Because we're not making time for the family. So therefore, it won't be there for you. Okay, I'm going to continue. Assess what is out of balance or no longer serves you, and when ready, call on Camiel and his energy to rid you of this imbalance. Please remember his energy and his symbolic use of fire are fast-moving and will work quickly, so be sure that you are ready to release the circumstance you have nominated. Yeah, there's something here. Just give me a minute. I gotta tap in. Yeah, there's something we want to get rid of. If we truly want to get rid of it, beware, because the universe is that may have been the tower that come down, is working. So don't work against the energies. I feel like they know this, but there's something in them. Like there's a lot of weird energy here. Like the soldier. We want a soldier, but we don't want to be locked in a box. Don't tell me what to do. Well, you're a soldier. You're supposed to listen to what the king's. You know what I mean? And so part of him wants to be a king, but part of him wants to be a soldier. And he's fighting. So he's constantly fighting, and he's never at peace. And this could be in romance and other areas as well. And again, life, work, family balance. There is none. It's tipped way on the side of work. So we got to make time for other things in our life. We can't just be 100% work, because that's all we'll get is 100% work. And don't expect to get things on the side, because we got to invest in those things. Not in a financial way, in a time and effort kind of way. Remember that his energy as the symbolic use of fire is fast moving. And works quickly, so be sure that you are ready to release the circumstances you have nominated. So those things, and that gives me this sense that the universe is really going to work hard to get that out. Very often we underestimate our attachment to our circumstances. Again, when I say the universe is going to work to get things out, not without your help. You're going to be instinctively guided to do things. That's how they're helping you get rid of these things. You may not see the connection there, that this is going to create this, but you got to trust this, because this is. So if we start fighting our instinct that we get to make decisions in the way that we do, we're fighting against getting what we want. And this is where we're spinning in circles. Okay, wow. Very often we underestimate our attachment to our circumstances, even negative instances. And these circumstances may have defined us for years. So letting go may indicate the necessity to redefine yourself. Give yourself the right to decide when you are truly ready to reconstruct your life. Remember that ultimately the energy is restorative. When combined with the help and energy of the other angels of the Tree of Life, a new and more productive set of circumstances will replace the void created by the clearing. Mars is the planet, dynamic, focused, powerful when directed towards dispersing life's challenges. I feel like this person is in constant challenge. If they're sitting alone, they're being challenged, because there is nothing at harmony inside their spiritual selves. There's nothing at harmony. Everything is fighting everything else. So it's like we may need a professional to at least help us clear away some of that, like a counselor, or at least a trusted, I don't know, someone is trusted neutral here to gain clarity, but I don't know, I feel like this person may not be the talking type that we can really understand. We don't understand a lot of what's going on. So how can we get underneath it if we don't understand it ourselves, right? So again, combined with the help and energy of other angels on the Tree of Life, a new and more productive set of circumstances will replace. Okay, I was already on Mars. Make careful and ethical choices about how you direct the energy. That's huge. Because I feel like it was unethical in the work area. I think we're going in an unethical area. And once we start doing that, then bad things happen. Your choices must be aligned with universal law. And all that instinct is universal law trying to guide you with them. So if you're bucking the instinct, you're bucking the universal law. That's how I see it. So direction. We may need kind of a crash course in direction here. But anyway, restoration. There's a restoration that wants to happen here. There's a sense of scarcity that the Capricorn is investing in highly at this time. If we don't take the off-ramps here in the work area, due to, oh, I think I can make more money going in this direction rather than, we need to kind of let that go and go in the directions that we feel guided to go, because if we do not take them, we will be in more of a pinch down the road. But if we take them, then it'll be a smooth ride. It would just be a little lower, but overall in the long run, we're going to gain more money on this side than staying with them, because they're just going to cut off at one point. You're not going to get nothing. And you may not even get your last paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, this is, I'm getting. So, yeah, there's restorative energy here. A lot of healing, again, for the Sag and Capricorn. Now, the fortune card we have here is the Devil. Take care to avoid temptation and deceit. So we will be tempted in the wrong ways, and that will destroy our lives. Well, not destroy it, but it will definitely hurt us in the financial area. And unfortunately, in our mind, what is going to tempt us is more money. What a blunder. But there's ability here to see the truth, and there's an ability to tap into our meditative zone in order to figure it out. So if we're doing this and we're coming up with answers that are getting us closed doors, we're listening to the wrong side of things here. We're getting... But I feel like, yeah. And again, if it's our ego, that's going to be loud and proud and, you know, all this. It's going to be shouting at you. We really do have to get into a meditative mode in order to hear the quiet whisper. And that's the guidance. That's the guidance. The good guidance. Should be the good guidance. But the bottom line is here, what I see from this energy pattern is that we got a job that's going to be a dead end pretty soon. We know this. Word on the street, everything is going in that way. We need to take an off-ramp, and there's going to be a few opportunities coming our way. Maybe just one. But if we don't take it, then it will put us in a dire straits down the road. If we do take it, it will be smooth sailing, and we'll just slowly go and increase back to where we were, really. Not meaning literally, but financially. We'll eventually get to a point where we can sustain longer. Whew. Yeah, the devil is influencing our decisions here. If it's not within ourselves, that we're tricking ourselves and deceiving ourselves, it's someone outside of us that is doing this, because I was getting a sense of that as well. It's like we're getting intuitive nudges, and then all of a sudden someone comes in and says, no, don't listen to that, do this. And then we do that, and then what do you know? Shit goes bad. Shit goes wrong. And it's like, don't listen to that person anymore. You know, don't let them get in between you and your instinct, is really what I'm getting. So there's restoration that wants to happen for the Capricorn. They have to let go of this scarcity idea. They have to stop giving into temptation and stop deceiving others as well as themselves. And things will start going their way. Okay, woo, heavy. Again, heavy stuff here. Capricorn, that is your reading for the month of May. Hopefully that helps you. So again, if you want a bonus love sex reading, get the views over 100, and I will give you, for your sign, the a reading bonus. How do you do that? You just share, open the visual circle, meaning, you know, share it with others that can share it with others that can share it with others, and, you know, more subscriptions, more da-da-da. That's really what I'm trying to do here. So thank you for that if you do that, and if you get your views up to 100, then I'll give you a bonus reading. So take care, guys. I'll see you next month. Have fun and be kind.